Black and White Sessions. We are so excited today to have the incredibly talented and beautiful Melanie Taylor.
Thank you very much.
Hello.
Hey, Keri.
How are you?
Oh, I'm so good. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so glad you're here.
Me too.
This has been a long time coming.
Yeah.
And we were just chatting about how I saw you across the room at the beautiful session that we did with Jason Morales.
Yeah, that was so special.
World Needs Now.
That's right.
And you were across the room, and I'm like,
I know.
Melanie Taylor, I need to know you.
I know, and I was so happy that you did. I've been watching the Black and White Sessions for all 3 or 4 year seasons and just been completely enchanted by how you featured all of our friends and colleagues and these sort of unsung heroes of the business, these deeply talented, deeply dedicated, gorgeous singers, you know, coming in so organic and just singing their hearts, and it's such a great platform that you guys created, so thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for supporting us.
Yes, ma'am.
And loving us along the journey.
I do, and I can't wait to spread the word.
Yay!
I'm gonna brag about my little session to everyone who will listen.
Oh,
and brag about y'all. And brag about y'all.
And it's a worthy brag. So you will have seen her video by the time you see this interview, and you will already know that.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, let's talk a little bit. I know that, let's just work backwards, actually. Okay. Currently, we know that you're preparing to do some touring this summer with Barry Manilow.
Yeah, very excited.
How long have you been singing with Barry?
Well, I started in 2005, and kind of like, they can't get rid of me, you know what I mean? We did almost 5 years in Vegas, which was really cool. We worked at the Hilton, which is another name now, but we worked on Elvis's stage. I'm a big Elvis fan.
Wow.
I'm just saying, I've been to Graceland 3 times. Don't judge me. I do love him. So we got to perform in his theater, and Barry just brought it back to life, and we had a great run there. I took a little break and sort of came back, I think 2014. So we've been in and out ever since. And this summer we're going some great places. We're going to Mexico City, which I'm very excited about. And he is too. Yeah. So that's one big thing I'm looking forward to.
That is so fun.
Thanks.
Do you have a funny memory or a funny story from maybe either working with Barry or being on the road with him?
Oh my gosh, so many.
I'm putting you on the spot.
A little bit. That's okay though. But yeah, Barry is actually very funny. He's from Brooklyn, and I told this story. I'll try to keep it brief. I told this story at one of our last concerts that we did, and he had a big fan festival kind of, and all his fans came. And one time when we were in Vegas, we were shooting Good Morning America, and the theater was full of people and crew, and there were a lot of people kind of running in and out. Most people we thought were credentialed, but anyway, like I said, it's Elvis's theater, and there was one elevator that went from the stage down to the dressing rooms.
Okay.
So we're taking a break from shooting Good Morning America, and we get in the elevator with Barry, the 3 singers, and Barry's bodyguard. And just, excuse me, as the doors are closing, this guy jumps in, and he's wearing like a blue suit, and he's kind of dressed pretty well, and he says to Barry, "Hey man, I'm your biggest fan." And Barry, and my name is so-and-so, and he goes, "Well, my name is Barry Manilow, and what the F are you doing on my elevator?" Sorry, that's my favorite story, because he's the boy from Brooklyn. Suddenly, the star went away, and the street kid kind of came out.
He's like, how did you get on my elevator in the first place?
30 seconds later, the doors open, and the bodyguard grabs him, and away he went, and I just never forgot it. So I got to tell that story.
We're like, okay.
Yeah. He's pretty sassy when he wants to be.
When he wants to be,
we have so many stories. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, that's really
Came
great.
out of nowhere.
Yes, that's really funny.
Yeah.
So going backwards, so what was happening, so from 2005 on, it's been in and out. So prior to that, so let's go back a little bit. How did you even get into touring? Because you've really toured with a lot of people, and you've done a lot of tours, and even locally, you've done a lot of one-off spot dates with just a ton of people.
Right.
So how did that happen? How did you just go from, I'm singer Melanie, to I'm touring with, you know, like you were a harlot for
almost 10 years.
Now you're our 3rd singer that has been on this couch that has been a harlot, which is pretty remarkable.
That's awesome. So you had Camila Martin Marshall now.
Yes, Camila Marshall, and then Paulette McWilliams was one of the early.
She's legendary.
Yeah.
You know, I have to say this about my career. I don't even know what to call it. It's just my life. I never had a plan. I feel like if I start planning, it's all going to go to seed, because I just sort of have an organic idea about if I just keep showing up and doing what I love and staying healthy and learning. You know, I'm very curious about what we do. Then I'll just thrive. I actually have a degree in theater with an emphasis in dance. I never intended to be a singer. It wasn't ever a goal. I sang all through, school and college and everything like that because I did a lot of musical theater, but I never was like, I'm a singer. So I was working with a friend, and he was like, do you want to come and sing a song for me? I was like, what do you mean? He goes, no, I have a studio, and do you want to come and do? I was like, a studio? I promise you, I didn't even know. So I've been singing in theater, just belting, swinging for the fences. And so I went in the studio, and he was like, no, let me help you. So he taught me how to sing on a mic, and I was in my early 20s. And then he paid me. I was like, you pay people to sing? Oh, well, sign me up. Yeah. And it just sort of evolved from there. So
that sounds good.
You know what I'm saying? A check? Cool, man. Put it on a check.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then I just learned what my voice sounded like in space and in the room, and learned how to just sort of communicate that way. And like dance was a form of communication, and of course, so was singing. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, it just kind of evolved. I worked at Disney for a long time, and that's when I started traveling. The first time I went to Europe was 1981 on a tour with Disney, and I was gobsmacked. We went to Paris and London. I mean, how spoiled can you be, right? And to help
doing Disney stuff.
Yeah, man, it was great. It was so much fun, and the bug just bit me. I do love to travel more than anything, and it just sort of evolved. Honestly, I don't really know what happened after that. I just kept going.
You just kept going.
Yeah,
and meeting
just
people,
people, and really just trying to, like I said, just build my craft, and do a lot of writing. I write observational poetry, and I write a lot of prose, and I journal a lot. I do some songwriting too. I have an album out on iTunes where I've written a few tunes and collaborated with some great people.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So yeah, I think that writing is one of the best forms of expression.
Mm-hmm.
So I do it every day.
Yeah.
Even if it's just a couple of lines, just to stay engaged with the source.
Right.
So yeah, I guess that maybe answers. That's a long answer to your question.
No, that's a great answer to the question. Is there a career? I mean, you have so many, but is there a career highlight? Something that you just think, wow, that's a moment that you're proud of over the years of working in the industry? Is there something that stands out?
I think having my mom. This is touching my heart for some reason. Having my mom come and see me with Bette Midler at Radio City Music, that was huge, My grandmother was a performer. My mom's a concert pianist. I'm very proud of her. Mm-hmm. And so music runs in my family. So to be on that stage and to show all these months of rehearsal and everything that we've done, and to know that she was out there, it was just a thrill for me.
And I bet your mom's so proud of you.
I hope so.
I'm sure she is.
We're proud of each other. She's still out concertizing and teaching, and she's an amazing woman. She's a big inspiration for me, for sure.
Which is inspiring to me, because I feel like the inspiration just keeps trickling down, because when Paulette was here, she kind of touched on this a little bit too. That, in our industry, people sometimes want to hold on to age or things like, well, you're a certain age, can't keep,
Yeah.
And it really gets in people's heads, and they just think, well, I can't do what I love anymore. And it's
That's right.
I love that, your mom is still out there saying, I still can do what I love to do.
That's right.
Thank you.
That's right.
Naysayers.
That's right.
And she doesn't care. She's just living her life.
I never know where she is half the time. She's always working on something. She plays at church, and she teaches 20 hours a week at Cal State Long Beach, and she concertizes. She has pieces commissioned for her. I really can't keep up.
But how awesome for you, because it's like a motivator.
I'll say I'm not allowed to slow down. I can't complain about anything. You know what I'm saying? I look at her, I'm like, well, heck, what about my auntie's a jazz singer in Savannah, Georgia, and it's just in my blood. So I don't know what else I'd do with my time. I drive my friends crazy, my boyfriend crazy if I stop. I do love it. I also love to garden, and I collect antiques and rustic stuff, and I'm avid thrifter, and
you're a visual creative.
Thank you. Yes, I am. I do love it. I do photography, and I love to sew and make stuff, and so my house is a mess. I have this loft full of just projects.
It's just all.
I'll die before it all gets done. I'll be out for the next 30 years. I read. I am a creative person, and I just love to honor it whenever possible. I love to cook. So, you know, a little bit of everything.
I love that.
Thank you. Yeah,
well,
I'm happy to be here. Really, this is great.
I will say this, all of the artists that you have worked for, I hope that they know, and I'm sure that they do, how lucky they have been to have you, to be a part of their team, and a part of their story and their journey, because you really are. You're just a joy. You're just a light. I'm so glad I've gotten to meet you through this.
Me too.
And I just feel like I've made a friend out of you.
For sure.
I'm just hopeful and wishing you all the best.
Thank you.
This next season of your career.
Thank you. I wish the same for you. We must just keep going. Remember, age is just in your head. Yeah. Don't set up any limits for yourself. Yeah. I don't know, whoever's watching this, if you feel like, you know, you need motivation or you need to do more, just start small. Just do one thing every day that makes you feel better and that lifts you and that maybe lifts somebody else. Sometimes that's what you need. Yeah. When you can't do for yourself, do for somebody else. It doesn't have to be a lot, you know.
That's so true.
It doesn't have to be a lot. You could call your neighbor and say, hey, do you need help today with anything? I always say, does anyone need a prayer today? Even if that's all you can do.
If that's all you can do.
It's a lot. It matters. So I just try to stay lifted. And so far, so good.
I love it.
Yeah.
Listen, we're going to have pep talks with Melanie Taylor going forward, the black and white session.
We're going to start a podcast.
Yes.
Why not? Why not? Thank you so much for having me.
You too.
I feel so honored.
So much.
No, I had a great day.
Yay.
Thank you, Keri.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.